Back in action this weekend, and the world will never be the same, as it's football time in Tennessee. And also our Machi tailgate, which we're excited about. I was doing some things for the tailgate just a second ago, and I looked up, and Laura said, "Do you realize what time it is?" And I said, "No, I do not." She said, "Well, you're late." And I said, "Well, that kind of hurts because I've really made a, I not only was this year the geophysical year of the common fan, 2025 is also the geophysical year of being on time for whatever it is you're doing. And I failed miserably in both ends. But Sean Sinclair, we press on, brother. We press on today. Be great to see the Vols. Be great to see the Vols back in action, will it not? As Joe Kurt's going to join us today here in a little bit. Cinco, how we doing? Cinco. Brian, can you hear me? It doesn't sound like Cinco can hear me. Brian, boy. Uh-oh, sweetie. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, gentlemen, how we doing? I had you guys muted there for some reason. Cinco, how we doing, brother?
Hello. Man, we're doing great, Tony B.
Beautiful.
It was an interesting experience with the week off.
Yep.
It kind of feels like I've distanced myself from the whole deal after the recent, Oklahoma game. Maybe I need some help getting back in the fold here. My interest is waning, I'm afraid.
I think that's what you do when you have a playoff sport. You get eliminated from the playoffs. I think that's kind of next sport up, right, Bry? Basketball Vols tonight, right, Bry? Next sport up, Bry.
Yeah, that's correct. We have a 40-point line in that game, like
we have
a 40-point line in football.
40-point line and a 40-point line.
I also think when you have a 40-point line in games, that can also challenge your interest level a little bit.
I would say, Cinco. Because I can promise you this, Sean, you'll be pretty into it next week.
Yep.
I'm
ready to dive. ready to dive into what you're going to talk about on your blog today, what you started yesterday about the Florida Vandy games, and I've got to
hit it.
I've noticed a new thing here among coaches is coaches now at this part of the season when they've been eliminated, now they want to rewrite the narrative and talk about how, hey, wait a second, even though we're not making the playoffs, we've had a darn good year.
Yes, sir.
You guys should be fans should be really appreciative of what we're doing.
Yep.
I find that interesting.
Well, you got to sell, Sean, before, during, and after. You got to sell. I mean, part of being a head coach is the ability to sell what I'm doing. And so, Sean, elaborate on that, if you will.
So if I gleaned this off of VolQuest, and it was a hold on, it's a quote attributed to Eli Drinkafifth.
All right.
And let's see here.
Because the Drink just got eliminated.
But anyway,
had a good year. They just got eliminated, though.
Yeah, so they've been okay. But, he still has yet to win. If I'm mistaken, he's still yet to win a game against an SEC foe that was above 500. But anyway, Eli Drinkafifth is on Tiger Talk, and he's quoted as saying, "We got to get out of this, oh, man, it's playoff or bust. If the season only counts for 12 football teams, and we got 127 D1 football teams, that math's not going to math very well. There's a whole heck of a lot to be proud of," evoking some Phil Fulmer there, which I appreciate always.
Always.
But it's very interesting to me because all of these coaches are upwardly mobile, behind the scenes with their agents and their families.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them is employing their staffs to look at every single kid, playing college football right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're hitting up every booster and AD trying to squeeze more money because that's what brings the kids in. There is no longer value in how good of a recruiter you are. Remember when we used to have the celebrity recruiters?
You don't even hear about those guys anymore, Sean, do you? You don't hear about the celebrity recruiters anymore.
No, you don't. And now it's all about this. But so it's funny how it doesn't go both ways with coaches now. It's as soon as now, mind you, when they lose, it's it's self-inflicted wounds. It's this. Well, that goes back to coaching, doesn't it?
I would say.
It's we got the youngest roster. Going okay, it's young roster. I get it, but it's just very funny. And I haven't said I mentioned Drinkwitz because that was his quote, but I haven't mentioned any other coaches. But I find it very interesting. You're right. Their job and their narrative is to sell the positive. But I don't think I'm alone. And once I didn't think I was playoff or bust. But once we accrued that third loss, my interest level kind of cratered.
I sense some steam in our fan base, just to tell on us a little bit. And I've talked to other people that do this as well. I sense that people are, what's the term here? I sense that there's a depression over the land. I sense that people are a little bit unplugged from the football deal. Personally, I'm not, because I kind of thought this was what the season was going to be, Sean. So I was expecting the team to be 9-3. They're tracking for that. Now, I will tell you this, because I was on with George Plaster yesterday, and this has just become more and more readily apparent to me that if these guys lose to Vanderbilt, fiddle fart around and lose to Vanderbilt, that head coach is going to lose a lot of credibility with those money people. So there's still a huge portion of this schedule left that is of consequence. Like, these games still really matter, and how your team plays matters. But the challenge now is, and I was talking to Plaster yesterday about this. I think the challenge now is when I'm at Tennessee and I get eliminated. Okay, not so much at Missouri, but at a place like Tennessee where I went to the playoffs last year and I get eliminated. How do you keep the wheels on something when the air goes out of it? Because if we feel like the air went out of it, Sean, imagine what the kids in that room feel like.
Yeah, I think you're right. Back in the day, there wasn't this. The bowl system was negotiated in smoky back rooms, as they used to say, and who could guarantee the most visiting fans, et cetera. But it is interesting. I had an opportunity because I haven't watched much of Indiana. I really haven't. And while we have our small little text group, and I was rooting for the Lions, Penn State last week, and because of you, I was watching that game, and so casually I'm watching Indiana. Well, let's see what all the fuss is about, right? I'm here to tell you that fuss is real. And I hear everybody. And what I'm trying to say is the fans' frustration. Indiana would kick the living you-know-what out of us. I don't care what the score was at Penn State. I don't want to hear about talking about transfers. It's Indiana. That's lower than Kansas up to a couple years ago.
Yep.
Indiana, they play a different brand of football than we play. And if they have NFL players on there, then they've developed those NFL players. But they play with an intensity. They play with a discipline. They play with a level of execution that's foreign to and I've been to every game, that's foreign to what I'm seeing with a T on the helmet. And that's just one. I watch Vanderbilt too, mainly because it's a hate watch.
Yep.
But you're not selling me on they have better players than we do. The tight end's nice. Pavia's nice. I'll go as far to say as I think Aguilar's his equal. I really believe that.
If Aguilar, if the field goal would have been good against Georgia, he would be up for co-player of the year in the league with Pavia, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But the point being, and then last night when I was listening, I have nothing against this man. He seems like a fine guy, but they finally dragged Tim Banks out.
Yep.
For a press conference this week.
3 months later. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't want to pound of flesh. I don't want to scalp. I'm not looking to, dock his pay. That's not my business. I don't pay his salary. But that was the least inspired, least informative. I mean, just own up. I mean, come on. Ray Charles can see what's going on out there.
God!
And I think that's why. I think if there's a malaise with the fan base, I think the malaise was earned by this football team.
God.
And I'm not going to accept any kind of responsibility, for that. Is like, as you famously say, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. It's a great line. I tell friends that I'm like, look, I love you. I didn't do it. And by the way, with this thing, I didn't do it. And Danny White's got a waiting list, and I didn't do that. But the fact is, the great Joe Kurt, they're hanging banners with the Lady Vols. Ascended to number 1 earlier in the year. They host North Carolina on Friday night. Tennessee's a 3 seed in the regional. Rematch of the opening game at Regal Stadium where the Lady Vols won 2-0. Shea O'Rourke, who scored both goals in that game, has been out since midseason, but the Lady Vols have pressed on. They found their way into tournament soccer. Joe Kurt will be the man of the match, the man of the hour of power. On the other side is a great Joe Kurt joins your Tony Basilio show, and I didn't do it after this.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk, to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
As a great Brian Hartman just said to me, and he's right, it's sort of a pre-production meeting of sorts for this interview. The great Joe Kurt it's got a presence about him. You know, a former quarterback here back in the day might have said, Ron Mitchell, if you're listening, that this man's got a meaner about him. And I bring on the TLD Logistics Hotline now without further ado. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Meet and greet. He's intergalactic, intercoastal, infrared, and ultraviolet. Joe Kurt of My Lady Vol, head coach fame. And Joe Kurt, Friday night, let's get it on. North Carolina's in town. It is a 6 o'clock Eastern time start. It is a new season. It is time to hit go. What say you as I welcome you in?
No, we can't wait. Let's get after it again where we started. Let's start the postseason where we started the regular season. So just really excited to be back at Regal. Been tremendous all year here at home, and it's a credit to our fans, the environment they create, the energy and passion our team has for playing at Regal Stadium. And it's one of the best venues in the country, made even better by the environment our fans create for us. So we're excited. We can't wait. It should be a great night. Nice little fall evening. Hopefully stick to fall and not winter.
Oh, God, man. Shout out to my boy Sammy in the Ridge. Yeah, it's going to be like 70-ish on Friday. It's going to be a really nice day. We're doing a tailgate for our Machi kids on Saturday. It's going to be beautiful there. Boy, when I saw that weather break, I thought about you guys. I thought, God, man, I hope they're not out there playing in 35-degree temperatures. So we missed that by a couple days. Joe, this is an opportunity for your kids. Obviously, you got dealt the blow you and I were talking about when you lose O'Rourke, who scored the 2 goals against North Carolina. Assess for me where you guys are as you head into the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been so consistent all year, and that's a credit to our players and our staff. Like the performances we put together, we've been who we are, right? As Tennessee soccer, with the ball, against the ball. And I think as we got into the, more towards the end of the year, you had teams sitting deeper, making it even more difficult for us. And I think anytime you have a team or you play against a team that's going to put a lot of numbers behind the ball, we're dealing with teams that are well coached, well organized, and it's challenging. And I think what's exciting for us against playing Carolina is that's not them. So again, getting back to who we are and having space to attack and space behind the line versus having to break down 8, 9, 10 players within 30 yards of goal. That's hard for any team. Collegiate, pro, international. It's challenging. So we're excited about that. Feel like it's a great matchup. Obviously, they're incredibly talented, but we're pretty talented too. And our players are excited to get after it again.
Joe, from your end, how difficult was that navigating the rest of your schedule? That happened to you guys mid early in the year, because it looked like you were tracking toward a really, really, really special regular season. How difficult is that for you to recalibrate?
Yeah, I mean, and that's part and parcel every season, right? You're going to come up against, it's a long season, but it's also short in the same way, and you're going to come up against some challenges, whether those are injuries, whether that's a series of results, whatever it happens to be. Each year, it's going to bring some level of adversity within it, and it's on us to overcome that and fight through that. And we've got an incredibly resilient and consistent group, as I mentioned before, and that's a credit to our leadership, how they've gone about, how we approach the season, and the mindset we take each time we step on the training field, as well as the game field, knowing what makes us good, what makes us successful, and remaining certainly consistent with how we approach that and staying true to that and falling back on our standards and how we do things. And they've been really, really good at that.
6 o'clock start. I want to throw the clarion call out right now for the Living Vol fan. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people be getting here this weekend ahead of time, ahead of Saturday's football game. And it's a great opportunity for you to go over, if you've never given a women's college soccer a shot, it's a great opportunity for you to see something really high level on Friday night, and the investment is negligible. $15 for adult tickets. This is an NCAA event. Generally, Joe and those folks open the gates and they get several thousand people in there. So with North Carolina, and here's what you're going to be seeing. North Carolina is a brand in that sport. They are a defending national champion. They've won 23 national championships in women's soccer. They're like I don't even know what you would compare that to in your sport, Joe. They're
the dynasty in their sport. There's no question. What they've done over time has been tremendous. And honestly, it's two teams that were ranked number 1 in the country this year, matching up in the first round, and that's that's never happened before, and it's a game that ideally I don't think anyone expected to play in the first round, but you got to play them all in the tournament. So let's do it. But from a quality of a first round matchup, I don't know if there's a better one in the country than the one here at Regal Stadium Friday night.
You guys have played 9 games against 8 other teams who have made the NCAA tournament. You're 5-3-1 in those games, including a win with UCLA at UCLA as part of the non-conference schedule back in August. And UCLA made the tournament. Memphis in your regional, a 7 seed. Talk to me here in terms of just how that's prepared you for what's ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we've been, very intentional with how we've scheduled, and we talked about that all year, making sure from even the spring and who we played in the spring, but our non-conference, making sure that our team was ready for November and ready for the postseason, because it's just what we do each and every time we step on the field. And we remain consistent in that, in our approach and our opponent, and also their ability to test us and push us in different ways so we can continue to grow and evolve and get better as the year goes along. We don't want to wait for conference to do that. We want to do that all year long. And, as I alluded to, our team's been incredibly resilient. They continue to grow and adjust while still being true to our identity. And so they're experienced, they're prepared, they're ready. And because of what they've done all year. And that's exciting. It's exciting to go into the postseason like that, knowing that this isn't anything new. This isn't something that we've got to, change who we are. Our team has had the success and earned it because of their preparation, because of their performances, and really, really proud of our group for that. And they play a really great brand of soccer as well. I mean, what they do with the ball and how we play, the pressure we put on teams.
Yeah.
I think we do all of it at a really high level, and proud of our group. They've been tremendous. So come on and see them. They're fun to watch. They're fun to cheer for, and it's fun to win here at Regal.
My friends over at FC Alliance program have kids all over the place playing. And I know you've got some of their kids on your team as well. But I look down, Joe, and I see that 5 teams in the state, five colleges have made this national tournament. Soccer pretty good in the state of Tennessee, huh?
I mean, not bad. Not bad for what I wouldn't call traditional soccer country. But
yeah, that's pretty strong.
But we're trying to change the narrative with that. But no, I mean, we've got some great coaching staff, obviously a lot of talent in this state, and thinking about it, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't even think about that, but you're spot on with it. And even what they're doing at ETSU, they've had a really good year, and unfortunate not to get through. But no, that's pretty surprising in a really great way when you put it in those terms. So that's pretty awesome.
Another thing that's kind of surprising to me is that the ACC and SEC both have 9. The Big 12 and Big 10 both have 8 in. And it just kind of goes to show you that the big girls are being the big girls in that deal, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's been trending towards that the last couple of years, and certainly evident with how the committee added teams, and especially with those at-large bids. I think the strength in the Power 4 conferences is different, which goes back to us trying to play as many of those teams as we can in the non-conference side of it. But it's it's certainly there's a little bit of a gap that's separating, and certainly the ACC has been historically a soccer powerhouse. I think we as a league in the SEC are right now nipping at their heels, and what the Big 10 has now become, or Big 20, whatever they are. They've added some great programs across all sports, but certainly soccer-wise, with bringing UCLA into the fold, USC, the ACC bringing in Stanford and Cal, like those are really big-time soccer programs. So the Power 4 getting better and better, and no surprise on it, but it's the gap's there. So we'll see how it pans out in the first round with a lot of these kind of Power 4, and then kind of mid-major conference champ breakdown, see how those go.
Lady Vols kick off their NCAA tournament play Friday night, 6 o'clock Eastern, for those of you coming in. And Joe, I want to give you the opportunity here to take a moment to invite the fan and tell them what they're going to see when they come out and see you guys and taking on that illustrious history of North Carolina. You did not kiss the ring early in the year when you slapped them down 2-0 and took the belt from them. But share with the living listener what they're going to see.
No, I mean, we're who we are. We're going to have the ball. We're going to put them under pressure with the ball. Defensively, we're going to get after it. I mean, it's a physical game. I think anybody that can come out, you can sit on the hill next to the field, you can sit in the stand, you can get close to it, you can be far away if you want to see the tactical view and the movements, and some of the shapes and how we adjust and the angles and all that. But it's exciting, it's fast, it's competitive, it's hard, and it's two of the best programs in the country. You want to come out and see what college soccer is like. There's no better place to do it this week than at Regal. And you know, said it earlier, said it all year. Like, our players feed off of our fans. Like they do. There's another level to them when we're home. The energy that our fans bring to the field is tangible, and we need it. We need it against everybody, but we need it Friday night. And it's been a remarkable season all year with the support we've had, and no different than Ball Nation supporting everybody here. But we need it Friday night. Come out and see us. It's worth a watch for sure, and we need it. But we're ready. Come join us. Come be a part of it.
Joe Kurt, you're the man. Fight on, Lady Vols, and I appreciate your time, brother. I hope you have a great one, and good luck on Friday.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and hope to see you Friday night at Regal.
You're the man. Thank you. The great Joe Kurt, one more time. It's unbelievable, Andy. And if you haven't been, it's a great product. Shout out Sammy in the Ridge, who sweats the Lady Vols at our audience unlike any other. But shout out to the Ridge Runner. We haven't heard from the Ridge Runner in a while. Watson Brown going to join us coming up, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats in about 30. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you about what Sean Sinclair said. And what did Sean Sinclair say? Sean Sinclair wants to know if you've kind of lost your stinger for this year. I'm not afraid to ask you that. You know, I'm in this business. I'm in the business of some would say hype. Yeah, people got to stay interested. That's how we eat. Helps people stay interested. I'm also in the business of truth. And I got a great email from a guy yesterday. Heard me say something about the human condition, and he mentioned a Todd Snyder song that he has out that I wanted to check out yesterday and got kind of tied up. Anyway, he said, I like your show, Tony, because it's like a mix between silly and serious and silly, and it's sort of all over the place. And yeah, okay, I'll drink to that. Sean Sinclair, repeat what you said, and I want to ask the listener if they're here. If you can conjure it up.
Well, I mentioned that walking out of that Oklahoma game, having a week just kind of get away from the football, because I did watch the Indiana and Penn State game.
Yep.
Because of my I don't know. I don't want to be affinity for you,
but I'm not
your
a Penn
clan
State.
Back there. I want you guys to. I wanted them to win.
Yeah. But I'm not a Penn
just
State
for
fan.
some good stuff, and
just for the record, go ahead.
But anyway, it's I felt a malaise, and I've not every patient that's come by, but I felt that with the fans that have come through my office. Just a malaise, and it's in response to Eli Drinkafith talking about how he was softly scolding the fan environment about how we got to get out of this playoff or bust, and how it's every time we turn around, it's reach back into your pocket. And I'll be quite frank with you, I no longer give to the volunteer club or whatever it was, the Spire group that I did previously. So I'm not funding any of this. I get it if you want to sling your arrows. But it is I have a malaise, and I wonder about everybody else. Once you get that third loss, I mean, yeah, sure. Do I want to beat Florida? Yeah. Do I want to stick at the Vandy? Sure. But I mean, those don't look like trophies you're going to put up on the wall anytime soon. I assume this team's going to go to Florida and win that game, albeit the history that is around our neck like a massive yoke. And then the Vandy thing, I'm arrogant enough to just, as a Tennessee fan, say I don't care if Bart Starr's walking through that. I don't care. We beat Vandy. That's the way that is. And if you don't beat Vandy, you got to answer for that. I'm not saying firing, but you got to answer for that. So you suggested a barometer for fans of what they're thinking right now, and I'd like to hear from them.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty amazing. Pretty interesting.
Well, where are you?
Again, my expectation, and I'd like to hear from the living listener at 865-200-5402 and kick us around for 20, because here's the thing. I'm getting off today after 2 hours because I'm doing the Garza Law basketball overtime tonight. There's only so much of me to go around, so I'm going to get out in the sunshine because it's been freezing here. So I'm going to take my guitar and go get a walk and clear my head and all those things. I don't want to bore you. But if you want to get in, 865-200-5402, now's a good time to do it. Do you find yourself, like Sean, feeling unplugged after the Vols have gotten unplugged from the playoff? I was invited on an Alabama radio show last night. I didn't see the message till early this morning. Shame on me, but I'm going to reply here in a second. And they said, hey, would you like to come on and talk about the pairings that were dropped on Tuesday? Let me share something with you. I don't even know what the pairings are. I didn't look at it. Or Bride, they dropped the pairings Monday night. When they drop the pairings? Tuesday or Monday? I don't even know.
They always do
Tuesday.
on Tuesday nights.
I have no idea. Why? Doesn't apply to me. And I love college football. But when you're not in it and you're not involved in it, it's not going to matter till the final week, right? When you are in it, you have to watch it each. Like if I'm doing this show in the Vanderbilt market, I'm going, okay, now, because Vanderbilt's having a discussion right now. Here's what Vanderbilt has to be scared of. If Oklahoma or Texas particularly goes 9-3, they could jump Vanderbilt at 10-2. Vanderbilt could get left at home. Could happen. Only so many spots to go around. But I say all that to say none of that applies to us. So it's not real to me. It's not real to me. And Sean's right. Danny White's now saying that Tennessee's waiting list is 27,000 season ticket holders, and they're actively exploring expanding Neyland Stadium's north end zone. He needs to hang out with his coaches and quit building buildings. No offense. I mean, what are we doing? And they don't have a 27,000 seat waiting list. That's the silliest thing in the world. Nobody has a 27,000 seat waiting list in sports right now. Nobody. As in nobody. And it isn't like we're throwing this is North Carolina, or I'm sorry, this isn't Alabama with Nick Saban and you've won 4 national championships in a row. No offense to Danny White, but I call poo-poo on that. I don't believe that for 5 seconds. And I'm not trying to pick at the guy publicly, but that's just ridiculously insulting to my alleged intelligence. And I do mean my intelligence are alleged. Because Joe Kurt said he said, whatever that big thing has, they got 20 teams in it. I thought our conference had 18 teams the other day. So a mind's a terrible thing to waste. But Sean, you're right. They've set up a system here where the plug feels like it's pulled. I love college football, though. But from the perspective of the playoff, which I was greatly engrossed in last year, and the year that Tennessee was number 1 going to Georgia, We did a special show that night. That doesn't even cross my mind now, like the national playoff, because we're not a part of it. Brian, how about you? And then we'll go to the phones. Where are you, Brian, on that?
Well, I think it's extremely interesting how a playoff, even when you're not involved in it, it's like the NCAA tournament in basketball. I still am intrigued whether my team's in it or not. Yep. I still am intrigued with the college football playoff committee and what they do, even though Tennessee's not involved. But that does take an extra layer of interest out, but the interest is still there.
Oh, I love the sport. But to Sean's point, it really did feel like the start just come out of this thing after the Oklahoma game. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's that. Maybe Matt Dixon's right. Maybe it's a playoff or bust deal. I hope it's not that. Because I hear that they're going to stay at 12 for a while, which I want them to stay at 12 for forever. I want to create tension. I want it to be an accomplishment when you make the playoffs. You know, the NFL's at another tier, Bri. The NFL, it's not an accomplishment to make the NFL playoffs now. It just means you're towards the top middle when you make the playoffs now, right?
It is for some. It is for some, though.
Well, okay. I mean, I follow a gold standard organization. It's not an accomplishment in baseball right now to make the playoffs. I mean, you got that extra tier.
Thing, I don't like. I don't like expanded baseball. I don't like that extra layer.
No, make it. I like this 12-team thing. It creates. Vanderbilt might get left at home at 10-2. That might happen. That could happen. Sean's right. Tennessee doesn't lose to Vanderbilt. No, I can't say that out loud, Sean, because Matt will come after me. But you shouldn't lose that game. My position statement right now is Tennessee better not be losing to that stupid Florida team, because that stupid Florida team, as Sean Adams said yesterday, that's in his 50-plus years of watching college SEC football, being around it, covering it, he said that's the biggest checkout job he's ever seen, what they did on Saturday night. That's an affront to sports. You know, Sean, they're investigating a whole bunch of stuff around all these sports right now with the gambling problem and the point shaving and the this and the that and the first pitch, and now you can only bet $200 on the first pitch, and the Brad Bohannon thing. I mean, there have been so many betting scandals that, you know, it used to be there was just one or two. Now there's like they're flying at you. It's crazy. And what I wonder, Sean, is night in and night out. And I would love to talk with a Will Warren about this, because he really tracks these numbers. The thing that really concerns me, Sean, is the amount of college basketball games played on a nightly basis and how manipulatable college basketball is.
Well, I mean, did anybody think that you would have a different outcome when you start giving 18 to 20-year-old kids hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're competitive, and you can make any of these transactions? I think I'm not in that world, so if I say something stupid along with 100 other things today stupid, but nonetheless about gambling, I assume you can do this on an app on your phone.
Oh yeah.
Make bets. I mean, I don't want to sound like
you can bet on first pitch
guy. But anyway, you give these young kids hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then you allow them to do that on a phone. And by the way, and I appreciate guys like C and Mr. C and all these other Will and all these other guys, but the best of the best gamblers aren't winning the majority of their games. And then you get a bunch of kids who don't know anything, and someone thought that they wouldn't get upside down and then try to make things right. That's the easiest predictability. You don't have to be Nostradamus to predict that thing going on.
Here's the other thing about the gambling deal, Sean, and you're right. It's easy money though now. Like Anthony was telling me yesterday in golf. And he's a golf freak, okay? Listens to all the golf podcasts. They have a discussion. All I've got to do is miss a fairway. I'm playing a tournament out here. You can bet on whether or not my ball goes in the fairway or in the rough on any tee shot. and I can make an extra $400 or $500 for a friend of mine just by hitting the ball slightly into the rough. Now, this Class A guy bounced the ball on purpose against the Dodgers in a game, and Pages swung at it because he's got Nick Castellanos, a.k.a. the Castilla. He's got his pitch recognition, so he's swinging at a ball bouncing up at the plate, and they got him dead to rights on a text saying, I can't believe that fool swung at it. I'm sorry. Excuse me? This is where we are. But here's the thing about college kids. I remember having a guy, Todd Sandstedt was his name. I still remember this. Local FBI guy. I don't know if Todd's still out there. Todd, if you're out there, Yoshi-Ho-Ho, too. It's 25, 30 years ago. Tennessee had him come speak. This is in the mid-'90s. This is before any of this is legal. To their team about how one of the strategies for gamblers for the underworld back then was to get these college kids betting on games. Because if I can get you betting, then I can get you what they call jammed up. If I can get you jammed up, that means you owe me a bunch of money. That's when the fun begins for me. Because if you bet enough and you're not somebody that really follows them, like my guy C's pretty sharp now. But if you make a couple stupid plays or get out over your skis, and then you have the agony of defeat, all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. And Todd said that's what these guys do. And it was a concern 25 years. It was such a concern that they were speaking to the Tennessee. This is the late 90s. They're speaking to the Tennessee sports teams. So we'll go to the phones. 865-200-5402. 865-200-5402. One conspiracy theory, I believe, and I used to be very, very into conspiracy theories. I'm not so much anymore because what I've come to think about conspiracy theories are that it's a world that we live in that's kind of an evil world where terrible things happen to really good people. We're never going to understand that this side of eternity. But we all want simple explanations for things, and conspiracy theories give us those. But one I do follow. Michael Jordan, when he disappeared from basketball, was heavily, heavily into some gambling. And I believe that Michael Jordan's the guy they made go away for a couple of years. And I'm going to tell you something else. People aren't going to like me saying this. I think baseball covered up what Ohtani was doing. There's no way in the world $30 million of your own money goes missing or whatever that figure was, and you don't notice it. I'm sorry. Billionaires would notice, and he's not a billionaire, would notice $30 million disappearing out of their account. I'm sorry. I wasn't born yesterday. But baseball needs the intergalactic Babe Ruth. That's what this guy is. He's the intergalactic Babe Ruth. And they ain't going to get in the way of that. So let's go to the phones. We have a lot to talk about today. Very little time to get there. Cinco thinks the plug has been pulled. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. How's it going?
Oh, my gosh. The Columbo Kid.
I mean, I'm checked out. I'm not sure I'll watch another snap. To see if they'll go play Illinois and Orlando. Like, well, how is that interesting to me? Unless you tell me you're going to play McIntyre, so I can see what he looks like.
Which I'm going to talk with Watson Brown about that in our next segment. I've already warned Watson that J-Mac. Cinco, what do you do with J-Mac this weekend? I play him at least a half, and I'm not so sure I don't play him at Florida and at Vandy a little bit just to get him some seat time. We got to get ready for next year, Sean.
Yeah, I do that. You get a lot of talk and it's no secret. Merklinger probably will move on.
Yes.
Either because that's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think so. But also, I don't know if Mark had said this before, but it's, or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Sorry, but you still have, even though I just said I'm plugged out a bit. you still got Aguilar, you still got awards, you still want to put your. I wouldn't throw in the towel. If you're up big, I'm playing those guys. But I don't know that I'm really giving real meaningful snaps to McIntyre right now.
Oh, I don't think. I think Heupel needs to put his best foot forward here.
Yep.
Because if he somehow goes 9-3 and wins some meaningless Florida bowl game to go 10-3, after what happened in the spring, I think most people will be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably in the minority. Unless you're in the playoff, I just don't care. And don't blame me for that. Blame college football for that.
I care about the Vols immensely because I think it's an interesting thing to watch here locally, how they're going to finish, Mark, to your point. But I will say this. I found myself not wanting to look at all. I don't even know who's in the playoff, where the rankings are right now. I haven't even looked. And that might be a very irresponsible thing for me to mention on the air, but I don't know that I'm alone in that.
We're not in it. I mean,
we're not
it'd be different if we were 8-1 right now.
Yep. And if that field goal would have been gone
7-2.
through, if that field goal would have gone through like it should have, if you just execute that one kick, we're sitting here right now highly interested in it going, can a 10-2 team get left at home? That's what we'd be asking ourselves right now.
Or if we beat a John Mateer in our home in Neyland Stadium.
You are right on the money, bro. You're right on the money.
They've and I'm the old man yelling at clouds as far as just how the whole structure of the sport's changed.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of checked out on it halfway. And now that Tennessee's not any kind of contender this year, and they're not making the playoff. Anybody that tries to do all this crazy math,
no, they're not making the playoff.
9-3, stop.
It's not possible.
Please, just stop. You're killing yourself.
Hey, he's doing it again, Bri. Say it. Say we're dead. Say we're dead.
We're dead. The team's dead. The team's dead. It's over.
We're going to do a 3 count. I want you both to go, we're dead. I want you guys to both do it. Bri, do it in your best Mark voice, and you do it. Ready? 3, 2. Brian, I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and you're going to do it. How many years we've been doing this, Bri? Ready? What are you, Titans Bill? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
We're dead.
We're dead.
That's good, Bri. All right, try this again. 3, 2, 1.
We're dead.
It's dead. We're dead. Come on.
Hey, Tony, is Faison Brandon going to be the starting quarterback next year or what?
Sean, who you guys are starting quarterback next year? Interesting question. Do they roll a true freshman out there, Sean, against that schedule?
Remember, right? He's hurt all year. He hasn't played much his senior year.
Oh boy,
coming in, I'm not here to be a flamethrower, but I still think just like Bryce Underwood, I think they still think there's a possibility some billionaire throws or starts trying to find a quarterback other places. I still think he's going to have to tell some people no.
Oh, I think that's absolutely the reality with all these kids. No question. Till December 20 rolls around.
So you see Kelly still in LSU? They're
I love
dumb,
Kelly.
Man. How if you're a coach, why would you go there? Knowing that if you don't do well, they're not going to pay you. They're going to try to weasel their way out of the buyout they signed.
And John Adams tried to undercut me saying that yesterday. Let me tell you something. In that industry, now I don't blame them for trying to claw some money back from him, or here's an idea: don't agree to that on the front end. Pay more in salary if that's what you're going to do.
When you do,
quit
you
doing
pay
it. You pay. You have to pay it. You're right.
And I know it's apples and bowling balls here.
Yep.
But I've always wondered with how we get through it.
Yep.
Is that going to come back and bite us when we go looking for a coach? I'm saying it will. I know it's not the same situation.
No.
Just look, Tennessee. They did everything they could not to pay the buyout.
What Tennessee did Tennessee did with that guy, because that guy was a damn fool, being led by some fools, and it was.
Oh, I get it. It's not the same comp, but they're trying to invoke some. Some morality clause and show cause or for cause in Kelly's contract, and Kelly's just say, "We'll put it out there. Give him my money." I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
And this talk that they're going to try to hire, it's going to cost them $15 million a year to hire Lane Kiffin. LSU don't have that money. I don't care what John Adams says. They don't have it. That's why they lost Bryce Underwood.
If Kiffin goes,
that's why they lost the Stewart kid to USC.
If Kiffin goes
they don't
anywhere,
have that kind of dough.
If Kiffin goes anywhere, he goes to Florida. You and I both know that.
Yeah, I'm like, I still don't think he goes. I'm not as far to the no way he's going as I was before. I don't think he's taken him. It took him 8 years to get back in the big time. It took him longer than that to totally repair his reputation.
Yep.
And I don't think he ruins it by doing that move.
Thank you, Lumbo. What it sets up on your TLD Logistics Hotline, and I'm going to ask Watson about this on the other side, presented by our friends at Simpsons Meats. What it sets up is, and Sean, you tell me this, you're at Ole Miss, he comes to you and says, I'm taking the Florida job. Do you let him coach in the playoffs, Sean? Because I'm at Ole Miss. I've never, ever in the modern era had a breath like this, like Ole Miss has. I've never, ever gotten a bite at the apple. I've never, ever mattered. I've never, ever been on top. I've seen Mississippi State be number one in America. I've never even gone to the SEC championship game. I'm the only team in the West that hasn't done it. I haven't mattered since Archie Who was playing football. I mean, what the hell? What are you going to do, Sean? You going to tell him goodbye? What are you going to do?
I'll tell you a couple things. You know, a different precedent was set last year when Ryan Day told, I believe I have this right, he told players that, hey, if you're transferring, that's great. We want you to still be part of the team, win a championship, and then we'll help you out the door, whatever you want. As I'm Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin's still my psycho. Lane Kiffin's all about Lane Kiffin. If he goes into that, he's going to want to win. And he does not like losing. It's not for Ole Miss losing. It's for Lane Kiffin losing. And so I'm going to buck the trend and park my ego in the back. And I'm going to say, yeah, if Lane Kiffin is going to go to Florida or somewhere else and I'm in the playoffs, I want that guy being my head coach until we're out of the playoffs.
Here's what I hear, and this is what the talk is in the industry. I've written a couple times in the on the blog. Lane Kiffin remains a dear friend of Ogeron, who was on this staff. You remember Kiffin's first staff here. It's great coaching staff. You look at it. Lane Kiffin, the thought is that he will send Ogeron ahead of him. Ogeron will set up shop in Florida. He'll handle the day-to-day till Lane gets there. If he takes the job, if that's what ends up happening. It's going to be well, let's see. What is it's mid-November right now. The next 5 weeks in college football, the next 8 weeks are going to be utterly insane. Because one thing Cinco can say is you can unplug on the season. The off season's going to be, I don't think we've ever seen anything like the next 7 or 8 weeks. Because now you have this compressed transfer window. You've got all this movement. You've got all this tampering. You've got all these jobs open. You've got all these hirings and firings. You're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of kids in the portal. And if you're a Tennessee, you have a decision to make with your quarterbacks. Do I go get a veteran guy? Because that's going to be a possibility. And then how many defensive players do I sign? And then the guy that met the press yesterday, who literally, no offense to him, but he ain't splitting an atom anytime soon. It's hour number 2 on the radio. So we continue with more. I don't think I'm on Danny White's waiting list, but there's another list I think I'm on to that press conference a couple weeks ago. We continue with more on the other side. By the way, we're live at Calhoun's on the River on Friday. Freddie Miller, be there. As we continue with more after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations. Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun to check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders. Fly with Calhoun's wings or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters, with 9 locations all over East Tennessee. You can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 6, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennessee since 1887. That's 138 years. 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley Jones and Eric combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, Pro Movers, serving Knoxville areas and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics. We offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at Club.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Brr, it's getting cold outside. Is your heating system ready for winter? Don't wait to find out. Pipe Wrench's $79 heating system tune-up ensures your HVAC is ready for those cold nights so your home stays warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your HVAC system for maximum efficiency and comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. Call or schedule your $79 heating system tune-up online today at pipewrench.com. We're committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code Negadave. So with the promo code Negadave, you can actually pay 5% more. So 35% off, use the promo code Negadave. 45% off, use the promo code Tony.
Kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 super core floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. Literally millions of square feet. We've got 2 warehouses in Johnson City full of flooring. We're ready to go for any size project. But yeah, it's a remarkable product. It's the best waterproof flooring on the market because we sold everyone else's floors and I designed the floor that's better than everyone else.
WeShipFloors.com. Free shipping to all, anywhere in the country.
Go Vols, Tony.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
Shout out to the great Sam Mercosi, who could be one of the great simpletons of all time and a devotee of this program, which I think you can do both. But Sam, how do I put this to you? He yesterday took WeShipFloors.com up on their offer. And Sam yesterday paid an extra 10% to use the promo code Negadave. and that might be the greatest.
That's awesome.
That might be the greatest thing ever. Love me some Negadave. Love me some Negadave. Alan Ward in there says about the season tickets and the kids' tickets, says that my kid got 1 football ticket last year as a freshman. When I was a kid, I went to every game. That was never a thing because they accommodated us. Now we've forgotten why. It's almost like now we're in an era where we feel like, I was going to say this out loud, and then we'll bring Watson Brown in, presented by Simpsons Meats. We actually feel like the university's lucky it exists because it's there. That's not the case. That's never what's supposed to be these modern athletic. That's how they think. Every student who wants to go to a sporting event should be accommodated over there for football. That's the way this ought to work. And then you sell season tickets. That's the way it ought to work. That's the way it ought to work. Sorry. Hate to say that out loud. I know that sounds revolutionary. Actually, no, that's you're an great university. But let's bring the great Watson Brown in. I'll get off my soapbox. Watson, I'm fired up, folks. Prepared today to spend some time with you. I got up this morning, and I had 2 thoughts. My 2 thoughts are God is great, and I'm going to spend some time with Watson Brown today. Huh?
Oh, that's pretty high cotton there now.
Well,
that's pretty high cotton. That's some major blowing smoke. Yes.
I don't think I'm blowing smoke at all. I think I love you, man. And
I love you too, Tony. I love being on with y'all. It's always an honor, and I say that and I mean it. It's not just words.
Sean Sinclair, during one of our post-production meetings here that we've had, our pre-production meeting for this piece. Break out, Cinco, on Coach, what the chatter is in the industry, because I want to get Watson's thoughts on this.
Coach, love having you on every Wednesday. I'm just glad it's my day when it's your day. But they said they are saying that Arkansas is going to talk to Dabo Swinney, give him a Coach Calipari type deal for him to leave South Carolina and head on west. What do you think about that?
It sounds far-fetched, but those are the kind of things, Sean, that end up happening sometimes. I said to Tony just a minute ago when he mentioned this to me, I think there's a point you can stay at a place so long that it kind of gets both ends of the stick. I think people get tired of you a little bit, and then I think you get a little complacent and tired yourself, and you need a new challenge, if you want to call it that. So all of that makes sense to me. There'd be a third thing involved in that, in my opinion, that would tell me that Dabo's 100% changed his mind on the way to go about this now, and start paying the guys and hitting the transfer portal hard and all of the things that everybody's pretty much having to do. It's not really a decision anymore. And I don't think there's any way Arkansas would bring him in if he hadn't totally changed his thought process on the way to win games.
Don't Arkansas and Clemson have another coaching connection in common? In
Danny
the Hatfield?
Danny Ford.
Is that right? It
was Danny Ford and Hatfield.
Yeah,
Three of them.
Danny was there.
Yeah.
Danny was there with, and when was that when he got let go guys, and my good friend Joe Kynes was the defensive coordinator. Joe and I worked together.
That's exactly right.
I think he got the interim from that. Is that right, or am I off my rocker?
No, you're exactly right. Joe Kynes followed him.
Yeah, but Danny went there. Yes, sir.
Here's the thing.
If you remember, part of the reason Danny Ford left Arkansas was playing Tennessee, and he got caught on a hot mic on the sideline telling his team to take out Heath Schuler's knee.
What's a bounty here or there? It's a little old school football. Buddy Ryan, little bounties. Which, by the way, down through the years, the whole bounty thing has gone on for the living listener listening to us. Watson, you ever put a bounty? I'm just kidding you.
Me? Put a bounty on somebody? Absolutely not. No.
How about this?
I think I've had bounties on me before. As a player, I know I've had bounties on me. I caught it honestly and know that it was true, and it happened more than once.
When was it, Watson? Give me an example of that. That's interesting.
No, I'm not going to give names, but I can tell you it happened. And it was so funny that you're talking Vanderbilt, Tennessee, coming up here in a couple of 3 weeks, and I'm playing my sophomore year, and I'm returning punts, I'm returning kickoffs. Doug Matthews and I, who were road roommates all the time and good friends, and of course Doug coached there for many years and was my defensive coordinator my last year at Vanderbilt. But he and I both were the returners, and I'm the starting quarterback, and we're catching grief. I mean, poor head coach, Coach Pace, is getting it. I've returned a punt for a touchdown against Kentucky, so it backed off a little bit, but they're giving him grief because I'm the quarterback and returning punts. And we go to Knoxville, the game's close. We're really a pretty good team, and Tennessee was very good. And the game's close, and I'm returning a punt and get knocked out on the punt. And of course, that pretty much ended it for the day. But it's amazing how things lead back to other things as time goes. But no, there were bounties on me for sure.
Ain't nothing new under the sun, brother. Little Ecclesiastes for you.
Nobody ever be able to prove that unless you like Brian just said, you catch it on the mic, or Sean said, I always from it.
Yeah.
You catch it on a mic or something, it's a hard thing to prove, man.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
There'll be hands going up everywhere saying, no, we never did that.
Hey, I'll tell you this, Watson. It's a hard thing to walk back to when they catch you on the
hard.
Yeah. You can walk a lot of things back, but trying to injure a college kid is, or
no,
saying,
that's
"Hey,
not good.
break
but
his
believe
leg."
me. And I don't know that they
He
do
didn't
it
mean
to
it.
that extent.
Yeah, he didn't mean it. Right.
I think a lot of it now is, Tony, they say, boy, we need this one out of the game.
Yeah.
They're a complete different team if he's not out there. That's kind of the way it's said. I don't think they say go for his knee or do this or do that. But
hey, my dad.
In the old days now, I do think that did happen.
You'll like this, Watson. My dad died in his early 90s, right? So he was a World War II guy. And they used to play sandlot ball, sandlot football, and this, that, and the other. And around our town and this, that, and he was out there with all the little Italian guys running around. They would hit each other and, play ball. And whenever we watch games and somebody on defense would help somebody on offense up after tackling them, it would run all over him. He'd be like, why are you helping that? Why are you helping that guy? Don't help that guy up. Those old school people, I mean, that was just a different deal back then, Watson, wasn't it?
It was totally different, and you don't see it much today. It was why the other day watching Texas Tech and BYU play, I don't know if you noticed, but BYU would help every Texas Tech player up. I hadn't seen that in a long, long time.
The great Watson Brown is presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats, because we're getting ready to get to the meat of the topic. When Conzo made his omelet, as he said, here's the meat of the topic: a beef brand built on quality. Here's the meat of the topic. Since 1888 on the great Jim Simpson's farm. Raising and sourcing. Meat on farms, pasture on purpose. You're going to taste the difference. Whether it's the steaks or the burgers or the sausages or the roast or the chicken. Variety of local offerings as well at their butcher shop. From milk to honey to jams to eggs and more. The best of our Tennessee community. If you're somebody that likes bulk, and you have a large thing you want to accommodate, or you have a large freezer space, they sell half or quarter cows. And with the holidays here, great gift boxes are available. Watson's about to get another one in the mail. Ship premium meats anywhere at simpsonsmeats.com. And Watson, I would imagine that the gift boxes keep pretty well. I would imagine yours kept pretty well.
It didn't last long. And if you don't get me one pretty quick, you're going to have a wife mad at you. But I'm telling you, you're going to have a lady named Brenda going to be after your height.
Let's
go. What do I
Sam
always
Bruce.
say, Tony? Yeah. What do I always say about Simpson's Meat? If you go once and eat a piece of their whatever, I don't care what it is, you going back. You will go back a second time. That's what I say, and I'm telling you it's true.
So, Watson, this week, Tennessee's got one of these weird kind of bye games in the middle of the schedule or towards the latter part of the schedule. But it's an opportunity to play some kids that you've practiced all year in a perfect world. And George McIntyre is the quarterback of the future. It's not the other kid, the Merklinger guy that they paid some money to in the offseason. He didn't perform. And the sense around the program is that he's going to jump into the portal as soon as the year ends. He's the insurance policy for this year, but he's going to jump into the portal and go do his thing, which is something we see in the sport. So G-Max, the man on the spot. Watson, from your perspective, how long or how much would you play McIntyre in a perfect world this week against New Mexico State?
Well, just knowing Josh, and I don't know him personally, but knowing him as a coach and watching him week in and week out and how he handles himself and his team, the only way I think McIntyre goes out first is if the other young man has already told him he's leaving. I just think they'll put the other one out there first and then McIntyre, and hopefully they'll get ahead to where they can play both of them. But you'll know a little bit more about who goes out there first, in my opinion. But if the other young man has been the backup all year, I can't see Josh doing that. I just don't think he would. But I'd want to see both of them, but I'd sure want to see McIntyre because, I mean, he is the future either way, in my opinion. It'd be interesting to see him now and then to see him again come next fall and see how much he's gotten better.
Yeah, so I mean, because Tennessee's in a spot where you've got a true freshman quarterback coming in, and you've got a redshirt freshman quarterback. You have to get him seat time, don't you, between now and then?
Absolutely. And that's why it's so different now. You bring in another one the next year and they'd sit their time and get better. And now that's not the case anymore. They're not going to stay. They're just not going to stay. If it's not them next, then they're going somewhere else. So you've got to find out quickly who it's going to be. And then when you pick, you better pick right, because if you let one go that wasn't the best of the two, and it's not that you're trying to get rid of them, they're going to leave. They're just not going to hang around. And that's why the Ty Simpson thing to me is, I've been pulling for him. Now, of course, I coached his daddy, so there's a little prejudice there. But at the same time, I was pulling for Ty because it's the old way. Somebody hung around and paid their dues and learned, and now he's the guy. And it's been neat to see, because I don't think we're going to see that a lot of times anymore, and I think it'll get less and less as each year goes by.
He hung around through 2 coaching staffs too. He didn't just hang around.
Yep.
That does not happen.
No,
in
not much. You're not going to.
No. So, just to put a bow on this, GMAC plays how much Saturday in your world?
Depends on the lead. If they're good, I'm going to say quarter and a half. If by halftime, if they're where they need to be, the other one would probably play. Merck will play half a quarter, and then maybe McIntyre finish it up. That's what I would say, something like that.
But Sean, are you obligated to play Merklinger at this point, Cinco? What do you think?
I don't think you are. But I don't know. That's a tough. Again, neither one of them sees the field for me unless the game's a rout. But no, I don't think you're under obligation. You know, Coach Brown said something earlier in the year, and it's really stuck with me, and it's meant even more lately. And he was talked about how there's no such thing as football programs anymore. And I'm paraphrasing. Every team is different year after year. And I think you really have to just assume that every kid is going to leave. And if they don't, that's great. And so we saw that with Nico. We've seen that with Boo Carter. I just think you have to, put your best foot forward and score as many points as you can. Because who knows what's going to happen. I hope I got that phrasing right there, Coach, because that's really stuck with me when you said that earlier in the year.
Yes, I truly believe that, Sean. It's not, you don't just come to play for what's on the side of the helmet anymore. And there are some, but dollars is number one, period.
Yeah.
It's number one. And I'm not just making that up. I still have a lot of coaching friends in the business. I've talked to not one that doesn't feel the same way. I'm out of it, so I can say whatever. But they're not going to say that if they're sitting in a university and whatever. But yeah, it's just the way it is. And you're dead right. They're sitting in that locker room right now, and later as it gets in the year, what's this kid thinking? What's this kid thinking? ones that are sitting around and, hey, I'm hearing this about this kid maybe leaving. I'm hearing this about this kid maybe leaving. So many coaches and analysts are not near into that, but these other guys are, and they're listening and they're trying to figure out, and they're telling Coach Heupel, saying, I got a feeling this, I got a feeling that. And they're also the ones with their eyeballs are going to be in that computer all day long on who's in, who's out, how many at this position, what's here, who can we go after. The coaches don't have to do that as much now, and that's why I don't just defend coaches. I think in a lot of ways their jobs as coaches, assistant coaches, is a lot easier than it used to be because they were the recruiter. They were it. There was such a thing called one recruiting coordinator, and then there were just younger ones working for the recruiting coordinator a little bit. But now there's so many in the department that the coach is not the one that's finding them. He's the one that goes and recruits them finally, but he's not the one that's having to find them. Our assistant coaches had to go find them.
Yep.
And that it's just a different world in a lot of ways.
You better
thank
have
goodness.
Well,
thank goodness that they've been able to keep up with it by having more in the department than we used to have.
the thing you point to, too, Watson, is, and this is an interesting point of distinction, you better have a really good organization if you want to stay in a spot for a while. And the guy, I don't know who does it for the guy at Indiana, because it's not him, okay? But whoever is doing it.
It is him because he's put it all together, but he's not the one doing it.
No, whoever's finding these ball players for him, that's an amazing job that they've done because they don't have the greatest budget in the world. I saw where they've got like 7 4-star players on their team, no 5 stars, and the rest of them are 3-star kids. They sure don't look like that, Watson.
Well, the star thing don't matter as much as it used to because there's so many transfers now, and it's not just the guy coming out of high school anymore. And I know they're trying to rate the transfers. That's a complete different world. A lot of these 3-stars turned into 5 stars. They've been here and they've gotten better and they've gotten better. Then all of a sudden they come out and, man, there's a bunch in line to get them. And yet they were a 3-star coming out of high school. That's happening a bunch. I'm hearing that a whole bunch, how much better certain kids have gotten. And then they can't stay. There's just too much money out there. They got to go. It's just amazing to me. And they also have been good at taking some that are 3-star guys that have just really come on and are good players. But Indiana's done it like just go through the list, fellas. Go through the list of the second half level of teams that have jumped up that are still in that top 20, even in the running to get into the playoffs. What caused that? 100% money. It's given them a shot. It's given them a shot they've never had before.
Yep.
And I knew that was going to happen, and by golly, it has. It's leveled the field. And that's why it's been so much fun this year to watch. And there's going to be more. There are more upsets coming. This thing, that list they came out with the top 12, throw that away. That thing is not anywhere close to what it'll end up being. There's going to be more upsets to go as we go here.
Is Vandy going to lose to this Kentucky team next week? Is that in?
No, they won't lose. They have an open week. Kentucky is not good enough offensively. Kentucky, Florida,
excitement, and just all that stuff about you. They just said that's who Watson Brown is. Let me ask you something about how crazy the sport is. We were talking right before you got on, and I asked Sean and I asked Brian this, and we have a caller in Columbus named Mark in Columbus, and who's got just an obsession with Lane Kiffin. I think he's got a shrine and maybe a Lane Kiffin blow-up doll somewhere in his house, but that's another story for another day. Here's a question for you. If he decides to take the Florida job, and anything's possible here, but Lane's now in demand, and you're the athletic director at Mississippi, and you've never done anything really in the modern era. You've been waiting for a year like this. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And this guy is going to leave for the Florida job, I don't know, because he just decides he wants to go to, Layla, her father, John Reeves, was a star quarterback there. He started his head coaching career, his resurgence at the directional school in Florida, and he wants to go back there. I don't know, whatever the reasons are, but you can't keep him. Do you let him coach in the playoffs, or do you say goodbye to him and end any chance probably that you have of winning in the playoffs? How do you handle that as an AD today? Because they might be the first, Watson, but they won't be the last. This is the new quote unquote normal, and there's nothing normal about it, Watson.
No, and it's not good. It's not good. And if that's going to happen before they get in the playoffs and it comes out, that's a decision the AD would have to make. I keep him. I mean, I want to win, and I just think him leaving is not going to. There's no way that makes it better. And I would think that Lane would coach his fantasy to what he could do. First, I'd do everything I could to keep him. I mean, I don't care what money it takes. They've got the perfect fit, and I'd work I'd do everything. I would do everything in the world to keep him. And the way this money is now, Tony, money can take Ole Miss up to the level of Florida, which they haven't been since maybe the Manning years and back in the Vaught years. But it can take them up there now. We all have to change our mindsets on what's on the side of these helmets, because that's not it anymore. It does help. Don't get me wrong. It does. It still does. And there's still pride in what's on the side of that helmet with the universities, the fan base, and all that. But now you can come up and be there. You can get there. And if you keep throwing that money around, you can stay there if you've got a coach that knows how to handle it. And if they were to lose him, they got to go find some personality like that. You go bring in kind of a grabbed football coach, just personality. After you've had Lane Kiffin, it won't work. They've got to go find a personality if they lose. And so there's a lot on the plate there to discuss. If I'm the coach, I'm keeping him. I'll let him coach through the thing. I've probably got a pretty good relationship with him if I'm the AD. And I understand why he's leaving, even though I don't like it. It's the way of the world, and I'd let him coach.
And if you were giving advice to Lane Kiffin, you've lived, right? And these young guys come to you and say, because I know you took some time to talk to my man Chris Burke here recently. You're not afraid to listen with people and pour yourself into others. Another thing I love about you. So if he calls you and says, "Hey Watson, I'm at a crossroads here, man," what would you tell him?
Go with your intuition and don't look back. You've got to decide, and most of the time, your first thought is what you need to do. There's a lot that can come into these things, man, that everybody thinks, oh, it's family comes involved. There's so many things. He's got a son that's a junior?
Yeah.
At Oxford High School. That's
right.
A good player. Does he want to take him out? I told you that last time I was on with you. I did not go to a school and stayed at a place because of one of my children and where they're playing and what their situation was. There's so much more than just Florida. There's so much more you got to discuss and think about. And I don't know. I just think if I'm the AD at Ole Miss and I'm the president at Ole Miss, I do not let this guy get away. He's perfect He's the perfect guy for this type business now, this NIL and transfer portal. He's perfect. He's a perfect kind of guy. And I just would just do everything I could to keep him. And if he don't stay with all I give him, then hug him and let him go, but keep him and win as many games and get us as far in the playoffs as he could possibly get us.
Love you like a brother, brother. Thank you, Watson Brown.
Love you guys. Always an honor.
Thank you, my man.
See ya.
On your TLD Logistics phone lines, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. Watson is a beef brand built on quality. Remember, Simpson's to their steaks, burgers, sausages, roast, and chicken. It's that stuff is the real deal Holyfield, raised on farms, on pasture, on purpose, not shot up. I mean, this is the real deal Holyfield since 1888 on the great Jim Simpson's farm. And if you want to buy in bulk, they've got quarter and half cows. Great gifts, gift box available. Premium meats anywhere at simpsonsmeats.com. They've got a shop, West Knoxville, off Level Road. Shout out to the great Sam Bruce and my friends there, because that is phenomenal radio with the great Watson Brown. And he wants his gift box, and he wants it now. And, of course, in true Tony Basilio fashion, Cinco, I've been telling him that it's like on the way, and I've been I forgot to order it for like a month. Sean, thoughts on that? Does that surprise you?
No, there are hundreds of copper cards floating around in the ether. I don't know what the post office has been doing the past 20 years, but
yeah, man,
they just don't seem to make it to their destinations.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, man. As we take a brief time out and continue with more, get some calls in on the other side. Tons to talk about. Tons and tons. A wildly stimulating day, a mentally stimulating day after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting
We're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors. Woo-hoo! Black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
College football is such a great sport because it's a great sport, but it's got the craziest calendar now. And none of this was asked for when the Supreme Court ruled what the Supreme Court ruled a few years ago. That was that. That was a wrap until they can figure out what they're going to do. Now you got a guy like Lane Kiffin. And as Watson Brown said, all these schools are the same now, which is hard for us to believe because we have tremendous tradition, but cash is king. To the phones we go, 865-200-5402. So that's an intriguing thing, right? Don't know how much extra time, overtime I'm going to play today. So if you want to get in now, because we're doing Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime tonight, and I hope you understand. Plus, we only have so many hours in the day, and I got up early and got a bunch of work done, and then just for the concept of walking in the park. You know, you sort of own your own thing, do your own thing. Those of you that own and do your own thing sort of know what I mean. But if you want to get in hunting in the mix with us, 865-200-5402 is the numero dos. I do want to get Cinco. Cinco's got some thoughts that I do want to share with you if he's back with us. Cinco, are you back?
I think Sean's still away.
All right, let's go to the phones, and we'll get our next call in on our TLD Logistics phone line. Hi, welcome in. You're on our Wednesday edition.
How my friends, compatriots, doing today?
Hey, Lynn, welcome in, buddy.
Compatriot.
Tony, I really appreciate you having Joe Kurt on, and I want everybody that can go over there and support the Lady Vols, because UNC is kind of like, I guess, Kentucky was 60, 70 years ago. They won a bunch of titles when there was only 5 or 6 teams that cared about it. So that's how they stacked up those national titles. We really need
they
to
won
beat
last
them
year,
again.
so
Yeah, they
they're
won
still
last
pretty
year
good.
at Wlin. Yeah, they've been very good for a long, long time. Anson Dorrance was their coach, and Mia Hamm was great, and they had a ton of great players come out of there. Shout out to Pate Fee, who got near Mia Hamm back in the day. He was a Mia Hamm admirer. She's married to Bry Whom?
Mia Hamm?
Yeah, Nomar Garcia
honestly
Parra, I want to
don't
believe.
know.
Bino's favorite player. He used to play with his batting gloves. But Wlin, I love the gals. I'm for them, not against them. And you're the man, dude.
It's a big game, big chance for us.
Yep.
Now, speaking of the college football playoff show, I've watched it and I fast forwarded a lot. Heather Dinich ought to be the chair of the committee. She makes more sense than anybody.
Really?
That yahoo they send out there to explain everything doesn't really explain anything.
So what do you make of it?
They don't even use strength of schedule anymore when they're talking about teams because they know, and I'm not a pro SEC. I don't go chanting the SEC at a game.
Right.
But they know that would favor the SEC, so they talk about other stuff.
Well, yeah, Mac Rhodes is the chair. He's at Baylor University. He's the chairman of the committee. You're not a big Mac Rhodes guy?
No.
Oh.
Because they've not showed us mathematically what they claim they're doing. They don't really show us all that, but they give us the top 25, but what they don't tell you is in the top 12, it's 6 SEC teams and 3 Big Ten.
So what's going to happen, Wlin, if Vanderbilt goes 10-2, they might get left behind, right?
Well, as of yesterday, Oklahoma's 11th. That's where we'd be probably if we were 7-2.
Right.
They got bumped by Miami because Miami's ACC number 1 and they're 15th, so they get bumped.
But
BYU, who's 12th, gets bumped by South Florida. So you better get yourself in the top 10 because the way the ACC's beating each other up, they might not really have anybody in the top 12.
Matt was saying
now,
yesterday
Miami might get bumped by an ACC champ that makes the championship game and wins it because if Miami doesn't make the ACC championship game, they could get bumped in league.
That's right, Bri. Or do they acknowledge Miami and put them in as an at-large team, which would start World War IV if they did that after the disappointing stretch Miami's had here?
And if you go to 16 teams, which I've done, the SEC gets 7, and we all get in. We, the SEC, and the Big Ten still only gets 3. So that's why the Big Ten's not for our 11-5 plan.
Oh, no question.
In 16 teams, we get 7 in. Big Ten gets 3. The only team that gets bumped is Georgia Tech. At 16, gets bumped by South Florida.
Yeah, the Big Ten wants guaranteed 4 spots. The SEC's smart to hold the line on that because Love isn't always on time on that. And so as far as